Welcome back, Interlopers. So here we are, episode 4 of No Man's Sky walkthrough, new save 2021. So we're going to have a wee look at upgrading the multi-tool. So what we've got here, dihydrogen jelly and carbon nanotubes. So we now should have a terrain manipulator so that we can start again. Some silicate powder. We should be able to go and get minerals now. Should be able to go and get gold and silver and whatever other minerals, platinum, copper. Okay, so what we're doing now, we're going to scan to see what's round about us. Star bramble bush. Humming sack, some creatures. Every time you scan one of these you get units, so as you upgrade your multi-tool scanner, you can end up getting something like 360,000 units just for scanning one of the creatures. So bear that in mind if you've got space and you find some upgrades for the scanner, then try and upgrade that because it will generate units for you when you're scanning. Let's take off here. Oh, not enough fuel in the launch thruster, so let's generate some. Okay, well, we've not got any uranium, so we just need to craft. I think we've got enough to craft. Let's pop those open. I think we'll need to go and have a look for some components. So we get some ferrite dust. So if you look at the bottom right, the screen that tells you exactly what components you need to get. So we need to go foraging for ferrite dust. Yeah. That's too hard. We need an advanced mining tool for that, which we'll get a wee bit further on. There's some ferrite dust here. Later in the game you'll have an option for your launch thrusters to regenerate themselves, so you don't have to keep doing this. We'll get to that in another video. Okay, so we need melt plating, and we'll craft the Starship launch fuel for the thrusters. Let's go back to the ship and take off. We need to recharge it, so we need to put the fuel in to the launch thrusters. Okay, we should be able to take off now. Right, so we've got to gather copper. So the bottom right again, telling you what we need to go and do. So let's scan and see if we can find some copper in them there hills. So we may have to go off planet to find copper. So you can check the planet we're on currently by going to discoveries, and it will tell you what's on the planet, resource wise. So there it says there's copper on this planet, but it doesn't look as though there's any scanning range. So we may have to take off and fly a wee bit, and then go and see if we can find it elsewhere. It's always handy that. So if you check that discoveries, you'll not be messing about, wasting time because if the component's not on the planet, then you need to go and find a planet that has a component that you require, or resources rather than component. So let's just have a wee look. Okay, so we've went to another part of the planet and we're trying to source some resources of copper. So it's just some scanning. Oh, there you go, up there, some copper resources. There's a deposit. So now that we've got the terrain manipulator and we've got the mining tool, it opens up a whole new gambit of options to us. And there's some flying creatures, scan them, get another 1,000 credits for that. Credits, units, keep calling it credits, it's units. So you press X to mark that spot and you can actually just follow the marker to where the waypoint is. Other buttons will be available on PC and PS4, so whatever the X button is on the Xbox, use the equivalent on your platform. Just land here, it's not that far, we could have probably walked. It's always handy to have your ship next to you. Okay, there's some copper resources here, so let's start mining these resources. So we need 60 copper. Hopefully there's enough copper resource here. Sometimes it falls a bit short and you have to go and find some more. It looks as though there may be enough here. Later on when you upgrade your mining tool, or your mine tool, your multi-tool, you can actually get your mining tool to gather resources faster. But at the beginning of the game, it's quite a slow process. Okay, so we need to construct a portable refiner now. So we need more ferrite dust, so we'll just go and mine some more rocks. Scan the objects before you mine them so that you can actually get units. If it comes up with question marks next to it, then it's always good to scan them, because initially units are quite important in the game. Later on in the game they don't become so important. It's more about nanites when this hazardous plant, which takes health away from you because they're poisonous. And it's now changed in the bottom right to tell us that we need metal plating. So we only need one, so we'll get in it and we'll craft some metal plating. So, and craft that metal plating. We've got the ferrite dust. So, construct portable refiner, gather oxygen. So we need another 15 oxygen. So we'll need to find a source of oxygen. And generally you find oxygen-rich plants. You can get oxygen from these tree-like plants as well. You scan them, will tell you what resources you get when you mine it. Some strange looking creatures on this planet. Impulse beans. It's always a good idea to scan everything. It'll give you a primary and a secondary resource when you're mining them. So sometimes it's just you scan it, then you know you don't need to mine it because you've already got enough resources. Oh, there's a knowledge stone. Always good to learn language. Oh, Viking word for interloper. Hello, interloper. Where is there's more creatures? There's 1,600 units just for scanning those. A wee bit of buffalo then. Yeah, prehistoric looking things. Right, so we're getting any oxygen on any of these. Let's have a wee look. There's a big hole that we mined earlier, I think. Carbon and morbid. Carbon. I think we might have to go and look for an oxygen-rich plant. So we'll do a scan, and usually there the red ones come up. So there's an oxygen-rich plant there. So it's not that far, so we'll just run jetpack to it. Hopefully it'll be enough. You don't mind these, you just press X. You kind of forage them instead of mining them. Okay, what we've got enough now. So it's changed process copper to create chromatic metal again. So let's go back to the ship, starship. Because we're going to create a portable refiner here somewhere. Right, nothing to see here. Why are you looking in there? Nothing to see here. You're master, you're messing about. Alright, so create portable refiner. We've got enough components, resources now, so we've created that. And we'll need to charge it up if we want to refine anything. So we need to add fuel. So the fuel inverter takes carbon and concentrated carbon dioxide. So we can now get in and refine resources and turn them into other resources, or so we'll refine the copper, which will give us chromatic metal. So we need this to craft a base computer so we can actually start creating our first base. So we then take that out. Always remember to take what you've crafted out and put it back into your exosuit so that it becomes available to use. Right, we've got that out now. And we should be able to craft a base computer and claim site for construction. So if it says find a suitable area, for the purpose of this I think I'm just going to do it here. Always dismantle your portable refiner if you want to take it with you. You get all your resources back. There's a strange looking character. I'll give him some creature pelts. I've not got any. Don't know if I've got the blueprint for that yet. I don't think I have. Which will probably come to that in another video. You can start feeding these creatures and taming them and milking them for resources. Some of them give you milk, some give you nanites, some give you various other resources. Oh, it's been a wee bit playful there. So, base computer. So we'll plant my base computer here. As you see, we've got the chromatic metal to set it down. So that's the base computer down. So we can now build a base here. Let's go on and have a look. It gives it a default random name, which you can change once you get to a certain level of construction. Okay, so you can remove the base computer if you're not happy with the location. You'll get your resources back. You can go somewhere else and build your base somewhere else. You don't have to do that. But I'll put it back again, just that was for demonstration purposes. And we now have the base computer. We can go in and it will tell you that it's searching for archives. You know, so archive search reviews, no prior claims, so there's nobody claiming this site, there's nobody within in your distance, so it will go and scan the area. So archives available. So we can search this now. Access entry 4925 falling, storm sweeping across, and then static. Well, construction supplies low. Okay. Extract plans. So we now have some plans for a wooden wall. So this is the start of the construction process. And the wee guidance card comes up. A number of blueprints have been added to your inventory for constructing various parts. If you now press up on the D-pad, you should see some building components. And I'll start with some basic stuff. Just put a wee foundation of wooden foundation here. It's just an example to get started. So 10 carbon for each wooden floor panel, or wooden floor foundation, that's how we call it. Then you've got a wall, a door, various options. That's roof parts. You can start constructing a wee shelter for yourself to get out of these storms. You can also retrieve these, you don't have to keep them. So if you put it in the wrong place, you can actually delete them and move them about. As you see the X, I just deleted that one because I didn't want it there. Well, I think we'll jump into the ship here because we need to shelter from this storm. Game over, man, game over. If you like this video, then please hit the like button, subscribe and click the bell for notifications for future videos. Leave a comment if you like, but please keep it constructive. Adios.